Hello there. In the previous tutorial, I showed you how to make arrays and how to work with arrays. In this tutorial, I will teach you about loops and how we can use loops to travel through arrays to print out all the values in the array. First, you need to learn about loops and how to work with the loops. In JavaScript, there are three kinds of loops: while loop, for loop, and do while loop. While loop and for loop are exactly the same, but do while loop is a little bit different. Okay, now first let me tell you why we use loops. Okay, then I will show you how to work with while loop and for and do while loop. We use loop to repeat a value. Okay, a value or any value we want to repeat a value, for example 10 times or 20 times. What we need to do is just put that value in the loop, and loop will make that value repeat how many times we want. But if you don't use loop, if for example if you want to alert hello world, you want to alert hello world 10 times, what you need to do, just type it 10 times. Okay, but the problem is, you type, for example you want to type hello world 200 times or 30 times, you will type alert hello world 200 times, or you copy paste it 200 times, but it will be totally crap. Okay, 200 times you will write it 200 times. Okay, that's not a good thing, and your whole page will be messed up, like hello world, it looks totally ugly. Okay, this is not a good practice, and we use loops to make this thing repeat how many times we want. Okay, all you need to do is just put this value in the loop, and loop will make it repeat. Okay, now you guys understand why we use loop. We use loop to repeat values. Okay, now first let's talk about while loop. In loops, the main thing that you need to remember or you need to apply on the loop is the condition. Condition basically specifies or tells the loop how many times you need to repeat the value. For example, you want to repeat the value 10 times, condition will says repeat this value 10 times. Okay, to make a condition, all you need to do, first type or create a variable and initialize it with 0. Initialize it with 0 or anything you want. You can initialize it with any digit you want. So now we have initialized it. All you need to do is just provide the condition in loop. What you need to do is just type while. To make while loop, just type while is the keyword for the while loop, and two curly braces. In curly braces we put the statement that we want to repeat. In this case we want to repeat hello world. Okay, just type hello world inside these curly braces. Now in these parentheses we provide the condition. Condition basically tells the loop how many times you have to repeat the value. Okay, now the condition I'm gonna say now is, for example I want to repeat this 4 times. All I need to do is just write x less than 4. Basically we are saying to loop that repeat this hello world until or unless x is greater than 4. Okay, whenever x becomes equal or greater than 4, it will come out the loop. Okay, or it will break the loop. Okay, now x is 0. Next time x will become 1, then x will become 2, and then x will become 3, and when x will become 4, it will come out of the loop. Okay, so basically in parentheses we provide the condition. Now what we need to do now is increment x by 1. Every time we need to increment x by 1, because if we do not increment x, it will always repeat this. Okay, it will repeat hello world infinitely. Okay, it will never stop. Okay, all we need to do is just increase x every time. First time x will become 1, and it will come to here, and it will see x is less than 4. Yeah, x is less than 4. X is 0, which is less than 4. It will execute this statement, and then after executing this statement it will increment x by 1. Okay, what will happen now? X will become 1. Okay, 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. X will become 1. Next time it will again repeat this loop and it says x less than 1. Yeah, x is less 1 because x is 1, 1 less than 4. Then it will repeat this. Then next time it will increase x by 1 and x will become 2. Then it will see x is less than 4. Yeah, x is less than 4. X is 2 and 2 is less than 4. Then it will again repeat this statement. Then it will increase x and x will become 3. And then it will see 3 is less than 4. Yeah, 3 is less than 4. Then it will repeat this. Then it will increase x by 1. X will become 4. And then it says x less than 4. In this case, when we write x less than 4, when x becomes 4, actually 4 is equal to 4. We know that in real life x is equal to 4, but in programming when we write x 4 less than 4 becomes false and then loops breaks out. Okay, whenever x is equal to 4 and we write 4 less than 4, that means 4 is not less than 4. Okay, then it will breaks the chain and will come out of it. Now let's check this out if it is working correctly. Oops. Sorry for that, my laptop is actually crappy and too much slow. Come on. It will repeat hello world 4 times. Yeah, hello world. I'm gonna click OK and then it says hello world second time, third time and fourth time. Okay, see, it repeats hello world 4 times. Okay, that's how it works. Okay, it repeated hello world 4 times. So that's how while loop works. What we need actually to do, all we need to do is just create a variable and initialize it to 0, provide a condition in between the parentheses. Condition basically specifies how many times you need to repeat whatever in the curly braces. Okay, basically this tells the loop how many times you have to repeat the value, whatever thing or whatever the code between these curly braces, and then increment this variable by 1. Okay, so that's how while loop works. For loop is exactly the same like while loop. All we need to do in parentheses, we just provide these 3 things: one this, second this, and third this. These 3 things we provide in the parentheses, and then in the curly braces we provide the statement that we want to repeat. Okay, let me show you how. I'm gonna write while loop here so you for loop here so you compare that with the while loop. I'm gonna type for x is equal to 0. I'm writing this first. This comes in the first parameter. Okay, in the second parameter we write the condition, that is this, x less than 4. I'm typing space so you understand it is not, so it doesn't look crappy. So in third parameter we provide this, x plus plus. So and in the curly braces, let me put some space here, and in the curly braces we write the statement that we want to repeat. Okay, so this is it. That's the difference between for and while loop. In while loop, first we initialize the variable, then in parentheses we provide the condition, and then here we increment the variable. But in for loop we do these 3 things in parentheses. Okay, this is here, this is here, and this is here. Okay, this will work the same. I'm gonna remove this, we don't need it because these things are happening in the parentheses. Let me refresh it and you will see the same thing. First time, second time, third time, and fourth time. Okay, that's great, it's working awesome. So that's how for loop works. Now let's talk about the do while loop. Do while loop is exactly the same like while loop, but the main difference between do while loop and while and for loop is, in do while loop, even if the condition is false, the statement executes once. We write do while loop by typing do curly braces and after curly braces write while. In while we provide conditions like we did in while loop. Okay, first let's create a variable x, var x is equal to 0. This is like while loop, like we does in while loop, we create variable. Okay, this is much like a while loop. First and then first initialize variable, and in the parentheses in while type the condition x less than 4. Okay, and in the do type the statement that you want to repeat. I want to repeat hello world. Now what will happen, this statement will execute first, then it will check the condition. Okay, first the statement executes, then it checks the condition. Even if the condition is false, it's gonna run this statement. Okay, for example, let me write 10. Even an idiot knows 10 is greater than 4. This condition is false. X is not less than 4. Okay, because 10, x is equal to 10 and 10 is greater than 4. 10 is never less than 4. 10 cannot be less than 4. Okay, now you guys must be wondering that this statement will not execute because the condition is false. 10 is not less than 4. Okay, but you are wrong. This statement will execute. Okay, that's the beauty of do while loop. Do while loop always executes this condition, this statement, even if the condition is false. It is just for once. It will repeat this statement only for once, then it will check. When it will check the condition, it will not repeat again. Okay, it will repeat just for once. In programming, sometimes we need such a functionality where we want the our code or our stuff to repeat once. Okay, then we use do while loop. Okay, now let's check this out. It will repeat hello world only for once. Okay, then it will check the condition and it will say, oh, the condition is false, now I'm not gonna repeat anything. Then it will come and then it will jump out of the loop. Okay, let's check this out. It will only once, it will says hello world only for once. Okay, hello world, I'm gonna click OK. See, nothing happens. It, even if the condition is false, okay, it will repeat only for once. But this is not the case in while and for loop. Okay, let's do the same in while loop. This is gonna understand you the hello do while loop. Okay, now you will fully understand the difference between while and do while loop. Let's check this out. The condition is false. Okay, condition is not true. 10 is not less than 4. Okay, but this will not, and this will not execute because this is the while loop. See, nothing happens. That's the difference between do while loop and while loop. Now you guys know how to work with loops. Now let's talk about traversing the arrays, traversing through the arrays, how we can traverse through the array and shows or display all its values. In the previous tutorial we created an array fruits, if you remember, and we put some fruits in here. Apple, capital, no worry, and strawberry and mango. I think 3 are enough. Now let me show you how we can display or alert all these 3 values, okay, through the alert box using loops. I'm gonna use while loop. While sounds good. You can use for loop if you want. Now what will be the condition? The condition is repeat this or traversal through this array when the length of the array is less than our variable. Okay, I'm gonna initialize the variable with 0. Okay, now you guys know how to find the length of an array. We use length method to find the length of an array. I showed you this in previous tutorial. Now what we want our loop to display these values when the variable's value is less than the length of the array. If you are not understanding what I'm saying, don't worry, you're gonna understand what I'm saying. Let me write while x less than fruits dot length. I'm actually saying when the length of the x is less than fruit's length, alert the fruit. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Alert. But now you guys know how we alert the value or anything or an element which is in the array. We use its index. I'm gonna type x, and then after that I'm gonna type x plus plus. When the while loop gonna run, what it will do, it will type the x here. The value of x is initially 0. It will alert apple, and then it will increment x by 1, and in the next time it's gonna alert the value which is at index 1. X will become 1, x will become 1, and will alert strawberry, and next time it will alert mango. Okay, now let me run it this. Apple, strawberry, mango. So that's how we traversal through the array. If you don't pick up what I'm saying, listen carefully. I'm gonna repeat this again. First, what you need to do is create a variable and initialize it with the 0, and then create your array. Then type while loop, and in the while loop write the condition x less than fruits dot length. We are actually saying repeat the while loop until or unless array is not end. Okay, repeat the loop till the end of the array. You can say this. Okay, repeat the loop till the end of the array. We are basically saying when while x is less than fruits this array's length, repeat this. And then in the while in the curly braces, what we will do, we will alert each index. Okay, just type fruits and then type x and then increment x. First time it will alert the value which is at index 0 and it will increment x, and next time it will alert the value which is at 1 and then it will increment x, and next time it will alert the value which is at 2. Okay, which is at index 2. So hopefully you guys know how to work with loops and how to traversal through the arrays using loops. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next tutorial.